Welcome to the Other 99% podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Duck, a coffee-loving direct sales enthusiast who's obsessed with a good digital system. Come join me for a realistic look into the world of direct sales. We'll explore inspiring perspectives, learn about unique business tips, and celebrate success stories that often go untold. Because on the Other 99%, every seller matters. Hey everyone, it is me, Lisa, and welcome back to another episode of the Other 99%. And I just want to introduce you to a friend of mine that I've just recently met through the Modern Direct Seller Academy. Her name's Natasha. And Natasha, welcome. And I just want you to jump in and tell our listeners who you are and what you do and all that stuff.
Well, thank you, Lisa. It's great to be here. I'm excited to get to share a little bit more about me, but also just to be here and chatting with you today. This is going to be fun, I think. So I'm Natasha. I'm a wife and mom. I live with my husband and 10-year-old daughter in Missouri. So we're kind of right in the middle of the Midwest. We actually live in a teeny tiny town of about 200 people. And beyond that, there's a lot larger communities. We're about an hour from St. Louis, but I don't have a lot of people around me. So my direct sales business has always been something where I have to branch out beyond my neighbors and my family. And I've been doing direct sales since 2004 when I joined, at that time, Country Bunny Bath and Body. And that brand has now shifted in 2001, I believe it was. 2007, we changed names to Jordan Essentials. So I'm a director now with Jordan Essentials, and I have loved the company ever since. I kind of have a passion about just sharing little steps that we can make as moms and the women of the household that are kind of Dr. Mom, bringing all the things in, taking care of supplies and all that. I like to share little ways that you can not only take care of yourself with a little bit healthier products, but also just bringing healthier products into the home. And I also have a passion for paper planners. So that's kind of my side thing is I love to also share little ways to be a little more organized or a little more mindful, maybe take ourselves off of screens a little bit and just be present in the moment, whether it's, planning out your day or spending time with family.
That's awesome. It's funny that you say paper planners because I'm the total opposite where I'm working on creating a digital planner.
Ah,
I had
gotcha.
say and do you know what I think it boils down to? I think it boils down to the fact that I do not like my own handwriting.
Ah,
So
yes.
writing in a paper planner just bothers me. The one thing that I absolutely love that Becky introduced me to was the friction pens that you can
Yes.
erase.
That's that is my go-to friend. My go-to pen. I'm holding up my four-color friction pen, and I'm
Yeah.
forever singing the praises of the erasable friction pens because they've changed my planning as well. And perfectionism, I think, is something we all kind of struggle with, but
Hmm.
I hear that a lot from people that haven't really embraced a paper planner, is they just don't want to have to worry about the messing up and the scratching out. And to me, this whole line and brand from Pilot has really been a game changer because I can use all the colorful pens and
Absolutely.
markers and highlighters, and it doesn't matter. And I can erase when the plans change, or I just, my brain thinks faster than my
Yep.
hand and all that. Oh, that's
Love it.
fun.
I love it. All right. So tell me a little bit about Jordan Essentials. Like, what is your favorite product? Because the whole product line is very new to me because I don't think you are able to sell in Canada. Am I correct?
Believe so. I checked after we met recently, and as far as I am aware, we currently are only in the U.S. or military bases,
Okay.
U.S. bases that are throughout the world. But it started out as a bath and body company. I originally got a lotion bar, and it was just such a unique form of lotion because it's a solid bar made out of beeswax. And I got it as a gift way back in my dance teacher days. My mom had a dance studio, so I grew up teaching dance. And I was going through these lotion bars so fast, the mom I was buying them from said, "What are you doing? Are you eating these things?" Like she said, "You should just join because you'd save money on your lotion bars." So that's what got me into it. And for many years, I was using the consultant status to get a discount on my products. And so when COVID hit, our family business kind of changed, and I really needed to take a step back and like find some new sources and forms of income. And I thought this might be a good time then to really push my Jordan Essentials business. So now we have a much broader line. Originally, it was just the lotions and a few shower gels. We have a whole topical magnesium line now, which has been a game changer, not only for me, but a lot of my customers too. It helps with so many things. I love it because you don't have to digest it. You're bypassing the digestive system. So you can really pinpoint, aches and pains and muscle twitches when my eye starts twitching after I
Mm-hmm.
had a stressful day that I have one of my little beeswax renew sticks from Jordan Essentials that just gets rubbed on there. It's great for headaches. And, I have a little carpal tunnel that comes up every once in a while in a wrist because I'm on the computer too much and I keep my magnesium on for that. And I've been someone that has been kind of sensitive to smells my whole life. If it's too strongly perfumed or too intense, I get a headache. Like sometimes just walking down the cleaning aisle in the store gives me a headache.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
when I found these products back in 2004, I was really impressed with how they just were easy to use. I didn't have that problem because Nancy, the owner, is really passionate about good and clean ingredients. From the very beginning, it's been something that, made me aware of what is in the products I'm putting on my skin. When I learned that anything you put on your skin gets in your bloodstream in 26 seconds, it really
Mhm.
made me stop to think. I mean, that includes anything, cleaning products, beauty care products. I always think about that when I'm pumping gas. Like, I don't want to get this gas on
Uh-huh.
myself. And I have some family with breast cancer. So years ago, when Jordan Essentials came out with their aluminum-free deodorant, that was
Mm-hmm.
definitely just one more reason why I love the company because that's something they found aluminum and parabens in breast cancer tumors. And it's definitely something that I think a lot of women should be a little more aware of is that it really does make a difference what you're putting on your armpits. We've just
Mm-hmm.
shaved that skin and opened up those pores, and then we're slathering on all these harmful chemicals that don't go anywhere. They just stay in that breast tissue. So there's a lot of reasons, but in general, it's just knowing that I have these good, healthy products for my family. And now that I'm a director, it's great to have a team. I've connected with so many wonderful ladies. Everybody's on their own path. Some of them are just like me. They're just getting a discount on their products. And I've met actually my best friend through the company. And so she and I are kind of like teammates. We're always cheering each other on and trying to do a little bit better. We do vendor events together. So direct sales has really become something I'm passionate about because it can bring so much to the lives of women. And, as a stay-at-home mom, when my daughter was new, it was really hard. I remember
Mm-hmm.
thinking, I thought I was going to love this mom life, and it's really isolating and lonely and hard. And
Yeah.
there's nobody here telling me I'm doing a great job. The baby's just crying some more. So
Yeah.
having those moments where I could chat with my Jordan Essentials bestie or just get on a call or a chat with some of the other ladies that were doing this too. And everybody's got their story and their challenges, but
Mm-hmm.
it's nice because I think it's a great way for women to connect outside of all the stuff we do for everybody else.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, was Jordan Essentials your first look into the direct sales field, or did you have any experience before that?
It really was. I mean, I had heard of Mary Kay, of course, growing up, and I think my parents even did Amway for a little
Amway,
while when I
yeah.
was growing up, one of those classics. But I never really thought about it. And then when this lady said, "Why don't you just join to get a discounts on your Lotion Bar?" I thought, well, what can it hurt to try?
Mm-hmm.
And I've never gone with any other direct sales company because this has fit all my needs. And so I've never branched out. But what I love about the Modern Direct Seller Academy is I am meeting lots of people from all over the world with companies I haven't heard of before either. And it's just introducing me to some great new product lines and
Mm-hmm.
things to think about trying. And, that's what I love about the industry in general is there's a lot of connectivity across, different genres of products and all that. Like there's room for all of us, which is great.
Yeah, so true. So, knowing that you said you're in a small community, how do you currently run your business? Are you doing mainly online? Do you do events online? Let's dive a little bit on into that.
Yeah, I do some online. I'm not a huge Facebook person, so I have a presence there and I have a VIP group, but I just have never really cracked the code with like a Facebook party. I tend to do in person and a lot of just direct customer care, which helps me with follow up. I do have a YouTube channel, and through that now, and it's actually more about planning and organizing and home stuff, but through that, I do share my Jordan Essentials products, and I'm getting new people finding me there, which I love because it's a way to really reach way beyond, my little community here. And I do,
We'll have to plug that channel
yeah,
at the end
yeah.
for
It's
sure.
Natasha's Healthy Living on YouTube. But and I do vendor events in the fall and winter. So when it's kind of getting into gifting season, my bestie and I do those together. And so that is another way we like to reach out because it does bring us to some very different communities nearby, different people we haven't really crossed paths with. So it's a nice way to balance out a lot of the online and digital with actually just getting the product in people's hands. I'm sure you know
Hmm.
this too. Sometimes it's just you can explain and show pictures and talk, but if you can have them try the product, it's just life changing. They get it, then they see and they feel and
Absolutely.
they can, taste or touch or smell whatever the product is. It really helps. So I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to this fall season for that to get out there and talk to the people some more again.
Yeah, and I think people are definitely coming out a lot more lately, so which is a great thing.
Yes.
Uh,
Hmm.
All right. So I know that you have to have a proudest moment in your business. Can you dive a little bit into what you're most proud of in your direct sales business?
Oh gosh, yeah, there's a lot of them. I've been doing it for so long. When I became a director and got to walk across the stage at our annual convention, it really was, it's something I didn't think was that big a deal. All these years and being in this industry, I've heard people say that the recognition, that's something great about it. But when I actually got to do that and walk across the stage, it really did feel like, okay, I get it now. This does feel pretty amazing to have this room full of people clapping and cheering and celebrating me. But there's a lot of little things too. When I can give somebody a product and they instantly say, "Oh, my pain has gone away," that
Hmm.
makes me glad that I'm doing what I am and that this is a way to reach and help people too. So there's big moments like that, but then there's also just those little day-to-day moments where you think this is what it's all about, or just connecting to team members too.
Hmm.
I have a varied group of ladies, and sometimes it's just those conversations that has nothing to do with the product or the business, just connecting and seeing what you can do to help support them if they're going through something. So I feel like that's, part of what makes this industry so special is that we can have those connections and friendships that have nothing to do with our paycheck or the product or a sale. It's just really reaching out and connecting.
Awesome. Now, I know that everybody has some sort of superpower in their business. I'm a big believer in that. Now, I'm wondering if you're going to say time management because of the being a planner person, but if
Yeah.
you are, we really need to connect because time
Yeah.
management is not my strong point. But so tell us what is your superpower? What do you think you shine at in your direct sales business?
Well, I wish I could say time management. I feel like that's always this out there enigma thing that I'm trying to be better at, but I have a lot of squirrel moments day to day where I'm like, I don't even know what I was supposed to be doing. But I actually think one of the things that I've always felt is really important to me is to make sure that this business does not take over my family life. So I really strive myself on trying to keep it all balanced. I kind of set my daytime hours where I am working on my Jordan Essentials business, but the evening is for my family. The weekends are for my family. So in that way, I feel like that's something that not everybody chooses to do that, and that's fine, but that's what's important to me. And I like that this business gives us all that flexibility.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people doing full-time jobs, and then this is their fun thing they do in the evenings and weekends. And so that's where I feel like I shine a little bit. I've had people tell me that too, that they really are impressed with I just set those boundaries, and this business runs in the background when I'm doing all the family things, but it doesn't take over, which I like.
Yeah, I absolutely love that because I absolutely can agree with everything that you said. Funny thing is, I work my business around my husband's schedule. So if you heard any creaking in the background of doors, it was because he's just leaving for work. So it's like I can start working right when he's going to work and and then I can be present for him during the time that he's home, and then I could be done for when my kids get home from work as well. So,
Right.
I absolutely love that the business is so flexible. So,
Yeah, I think that's great too. And I agree. I think that, I feel like, and a lot of the women that I talk to who have, spouse or significant other at home and children, we're the flexible ones. So we're the
mhm.
ones that are always saying, well, what's going on with everybody else? Let me juggle and shift and make my life
Yep.
work. So this business just slots right into that for us.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So I always ask my guests for either a quote or a piece of advice that they think that every direct seller needs to hear.
Well, one of my favorite quotes, I believe, is by Mark Twain. Now, this could be one of those that's been attributed to him, but who knows if it
Mm-hmm.
really is. But it is, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. And to me, that resonates a lot because I do tend to run into perfectionism, which makes me stop and not want to do the thing because I think I have to have all the ducks in the row and to do it
Mm-hmm.
right. And in general, I think that this business can be like that for a lot of us. We think we have to have all the pretty stuff and the this and the organization. And in the end, just making the phone call, sending the text, reaching out is sometimes all you have to do. So that's one of my favorite quotes because it reminds me to get over myself and just do it.
I love that. I love that. I should pin that up on my wall.
Yeah, it's a good
All
one.
right. So, where can our listeners find you? I do have quite a few US listeners, so I'm sure they're going to want to dive into your business if they haven't already heard of Jordan
Yeah.
Essentials. But where can they just find you as a person as well?
So I just recently launched my Oh My High website, which is great because I can just say go to natashashealthyliving.com and you can find my YouTube channel, my Jordan Essentials link. I'm an affiliate with Jane's Agenda, which is my favorite planner
Mm-hmm.
company. So you can find information about that. And there's ways to reach out and contact me as well. So all the things are at natashashealthyliving.com.
That's awesome. I'll make sure I link that in the notes of the podcast so that people can find you. But I just wanted to thank you so much, Natasha, for being a guest on the podcast. I'm sure that our guests our listeners are going to love what you had to share. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for another episode of The Other 99%. And we will see you again next week. Take care.
Right. Thanks. Great to be here. Bye.
This episode of the Other 99% podcast has been brought to you by Spice It Up with Lisa Duck. Are you looking for the easy button when it comes to meal planning? Why not check out our Epic Box? This carefully curated meal subscription box arrives to your door at the beginning of each month. Packed full of goodness, you'll receive 7 of our best-selling products, a featured recipe card, an exclusive ebook with multiple recipes for each product, and a few other perks at 6 and 12 months of your subscription. Plus, each Epic Box helps us donate 7 meals to those in need. For more information about the Epic Box, visit spiceitupwithlisaduck.com. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to listen to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you would take a minute to rate and review the podcast, I would absolutely love it. And if you know someone who really needs to hear this podcast, please feel free to share it with them. More listeners, the better. And if you know someone who would like to be a guest on the podcast, or you yourself would like to be a guest, be sure to check the link in the show notes or visit lisaduck.com and click Be a Guest. We'll talk to you soon.